Hi everyone. I hope you guys are having a good day and enjoying your summer and everybody's doing well. I am very sorry that I have not made any more videos lately. It's basically because I have two cell phones and my other phone is not working well. I made 3 videos that I was going to share, 3 different ones, and every time I went to download it, I lost like half the video, and I'm not sure why. And one was actually pretty awesome because I was at this waterfall and this little hidden gem in the Nantahala forest, and unfortunately I lost everything, so I apologize. And I also wanted to tell you that when as I continue to make these videos and talk about life, talk about faith and religion, you know, obviously van life tips or tips on saving money and keeping a budget, whether you're doing van life or you have an apartment or a home or mortgage or whatever it is, you know, hopefully you can take some of my tips on money management that I will talk about in the future. But for now, I just wanted to talk a little bit about solar. So when I first moved out of my van, when I moved out of my apartment into the van, I was doing a lot of research on solar power and generators and solar panels for the roof and all that. And as you know, this van was very expensive. It was $63,000 when I bought it. It was almost brand new. So I could not afford to get the solar panels on the roof and have all the fancy setup inside, you know, having a kitchen and all that. I couldn't afford to pay someone to do all that. So I used whatever I had in my home and I put it in the van, and then slowly move things out, change things around. Like I said before, I have a bed that's now full size, and when I moved into my van, I had it turned the other way and it was a queen size, and I really needed more space in the back. And so as time goes on, you know, there's little things that I keep picking up that make my life a little bit easier, a little more comfortable. And so I just splurged on a Jackery solar generator, and it was $300 at Walmart, and I absolutely love it. And I turned my lamp on. Actually, I'll shut this off and then turn it back on so you guys can see. I don't know anybody who has a Turkish stained lamp and Starry Night hanging in their van, but that's me. I have the solar power generator I use for my fan at night, and of course I can turn my light on. So I'm kind of in a different spot in my van tonight while I make this video, and it is hot. Let me tell you, it is like 96 degrees here. I don't know how cool it is where you guys are. And we are supposed to get a rainstorm at some point, so I'll try to make this as quick as possible, just because you know, if we start getting thunder and lightning here, it's you're probably gonna hear it on my video. So when I moved into my van, the Jackery solar power, the generator and the solar panels was actually my first choice when I did some research on getting power for the inside of my van. And so I just invested in just the solar generator. This one's 300 watt. I did order a second one on Temu. That's not a Jackery. It's a one with 600 watts. But it's always good to have extra generators, and I really wanted to go with solar so that at some point I can invest in solar panels. So I'll start with the generators, get through this summer. I did try to power up a little tiny heater on this yesterday, and it didn't work. So unfortunately I won't be able to use this one for heat. but the one that's coming in the mail I should be able to use it that will provide a very, provide heat, not a large heater, but a small one that I have under my bed. It should be able to at least get it on low. And of course, I do have my propane heater. So I have that for the winter time, but I don't even want to talk about heat because it is very hot here and I'm actually sweating. So as I'm dripping here, I'm going to turn my camera just so you guys can see my solar. And then that's the fan that I use. And I know it's really small, but let me tell you, that thing has power. So I use that at night and just kind of set things up on my dresser. And anybody that is doing van life, I would highly, highly recommend this. It's made really well. It's really good quality. And instead of spending $1,500 to $2,000 on solar panels and the solar battery, this is a more affordable. It's not going to get you the power that you need to have air conditioning and the little things you need. I also, sorry, this is obviously a very unedited video, right? All my videos, I wish I could swipe and delete half of the things I say on here, but I wanted to show you something else that I have because it's a cute little refrigerator that I got at a thrift store. And when I get my other power block, I haven't even plugged it into the Jackery, but I'll see if it works on the one on Temu. But this one was $5.99. You can't beat it. You got to go to thrift stores and check things out because this is definitely more expensive if you get it online anywhere, whether it's on Amazon or whatever. But I'll show you the inside of the refrigerator. It's so cute. So it's basically for, you can plug this into your cigarette lighter and have a little refrigerator going with, you know, 4 to 6 beverages you could put in your refrigerator. For me personally, I think it's a waste of space. I think that going to Walmart or going to, down here we have so many different supermarkets, so I go to Ingles, I go to Walmart, I go to Aldi's, there's so many different ones. But I will grab a bag of ice and just put it in my cooler and put all of my beverages in there, my seltzer water, my juice, and things like that. So I have something to drink, protein drinks. I'll put those in my cooler. And then this one here, I will use for yogurt. And if I'm going on a road trip, I can put yogurt in here and maybe cold cuts. That was really the reason why I picked it up. So I could put like ham and cheese and yogurt and things like that. Things that I would definitely want to be refrigerated. And of course, I've done this in the past where I put cold cuts and things that need refrigeration. I'll put those in my regular cooler with ice and they're fine for a couple days. But if my cooler's full and I'm going to go on a road trip and I'm going to be gone for a few days, I definitely like to have the extra refrigeration for things that you don't want to go bad. And like I said before, I do not cook meat or fish or anything like that in my van. It's way cheaper to go out and get it when you are on the road. Much cheaper. And I think I talked about this before, but I'm not sure because I'm over 50 and I forget what I say sometimes. But usually when I'm going through my budget, my monthly budget, and I go to fast food, I always end up getting just the sandwich and then I have water or drink in my van because that saves me money and calories, of course, and calories. I wanted to mention today that I went on a little adventure the other day. I went through North Carolina, went through the Blue Ridge Parkway and Bryson City, and anyway, it was all over Nantahala Forest, and I went on the Tail of the Dragon for this second time. It was awesome, but I wanted to mention a couple things because I went up to Gatlinburg and I went to the car museum where they have all the modern sports cars, and I forget the name of it, but if you could just look up car museum, it was pretty incredible, absolutely amazing, incredible. And I will try, after I post this video, I'll try to send or post some of the pictures from the museum that I went to from my other phone, my phone that's on its way out onto the Facebook, so you can see the sports cars. But I have never in my life seen expensive cars like that, and the craftsmanship that is, how they're made, all of it. I'm just so blown away and impressed by this museum. I can't even tell you. And of course, Lamborghinis and Porsche and Ford, GT, all the cars that were made, the sports cars, they're just absolutely incredible. And of course, being the daughter of car dealers, and my brothers sold cars when I was growing up, so I am used to being around, I was used to it, being around car salesmen, through my childhood. And so I can really appreciate the craftsmanship. And if you guys are in the Smokies, if you're on a road trip or know of anybody that is going on a road trip to the Smoky Mountains or Gatlinburg, or you're in that area, definitely stop by and see that, because it's pretty impressive. And I also would like to mention, because I think we should always say good things about restaurants, and it's good to share things. This year, I do little things to entertain myself, because as you know, my kids are older and they're all on their own and they're all over the country. So, and here too. But I do little things to entertain myself, and the thing I decided to do this year was I was going to go to different restaurants in the area. I mean, nobody's judging them, nobody's keeping score. This is just my personal thing that I do. Once a week, I'll treat myself and go to a restaurant and try different restaurants in the area. And I haven't really been to one that I didn't love. But I do want to mention that if you are from New England, if you live in California, North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida, anywhere where you live along the ocean, and if you are in the eastern part of Tennessee, I don't know how many Calhouns there are, but they have the best fish and chips by far. I've been to every restaurant and they definitely have the best. And I just wanted to say that, because I got fish and chips yesterday at Calhoun's in Gatlinburg on my way back, way back here, so I could, come to work yesterday. But I just wanted to mention that, because if you're in the area and, if you want to look in your phone for Calhoun's, it really is the best fish and chips. So whoever is the chef or the owner and trained their chef to make fish and chips, it's one of those things that people that move down south, they do talk about how there's certain foods that they miss from up north. Down here, the southern food is excellent. I can't complain. All the barbecue food and southern food is wonderful, but up north, fish and chips, and of course Italian food. I'm not really big on eating Italian food down here, because I feel like the southern food is so good. And then if I'm up north, I'm always, having fish, because that's, one of my favorite foods anyway. And of course, when I'm in Italy, I have Italian food. And if I can cook Italian food myself, then I will eat it. But I'm very picky about my Italian food. And I'm kind of a weird thing to say that I like my own cooking when it comes to Italian food. But so anyway, I've got some jet skiers going by. I am by the river. I don't even know what river this is. I think this is the Tennessee River. I'm not sure. But anyway, I just pulled over, did my laundry, I had my day off, and just wanted to share a few tips with you guys. And, you know, just keep in touch with you and let you know that I will continue to share van life tips and also other things that possibly you could, you know, take my advice about different things, you know, whether it comes to faith or life in general. I will be more than happy to discuss anything with you. And my thoughts and my prayers go out to everyone in Texas and for all those around the country that were family members and friends of any of these people. I want you to know that I will continue to keep you in my prayers. And like I've said before, when there is an event going on in this world, and it could be in the United States, it could be in the Holy Land, it could be literally anywhere, when there is any type of natural disaster or catastrophic event, it could be anything, an act of nature or violence or crime or anything like that, and we have a loss of life, or lives, I need you to know that I am always in private and in secret and in humility praying for you. I'm a prayer warrior, and I feel the loss very deeply when anybody tells me that they lost a family member or a friend, or they're going through something very difficult in their lives. I'm a very empathetic person, and I feel it in my soul, and I will keep you in my prayers. So anyway, I just want to end this real quick because before the rain starts here. And so I just, in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. God bless you guys. And I'm so sorry that it took me so long to make this video. But anyway, I'll keep in touch. All right, God bless.